Hi everyone, it's Marshall's Mellow again, and I'm here for another review of Lucifer Season 2. I'm 3 episodes behind, so I'll be doing episodes 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so in episode 3, there was a string of murders happening. Someone was killing people in the most awful and shameful way, and then was recording them and putting the footage on social media, but not just any type of social media. It was some internet startup company called Wobble, where like you can take pictures, upload videos, kind of like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, but like you can put anything on there, like anything, right? So um next, um what's the little girl's name? Trixie, Chloe and Dan's daughter. She was asking, if they're gonna go on their yearly annual camping trip, and then Chloe was like, well, that's still being worked out. And Dan is like, I know you're mad at me, but this is affecting Trixie and whatever. So she really thinks about it, and moves on. Right? So in the next scene, okay, hold on 1 minute. Okay, so yeah, basically at the end of the story, um, Dan and Chloe decide. Well, Dan really says that Dan decides that they should get a divorce, a real divorce, and not just be separated anymore. So I guess there will be no camping trip for Trixie this year, or any other year after that. Right. So then basically, the killer is someone who works at Wobble. I forgot the dude's name, but he tries to kill the vice president, I think, or the owner or something. Her name is Lily. So in the same fashion that the other two people were killed, she was recording saying how she's so sorry, this, that, and the third, and the dude pours gasoline. Well, no, he makes her pour the gasoline on herself. It's crazy shit, right? Yeah, so yeah, he's sick and tired of the dirt and filth of, the company, and he decides he wants to punish those responsible and shit like that. So in the end, Lucifer stops him, and that's what happened in episode 3. So next episode 4. So in this episode, Lucifer gets a new cell phone and is enjoying using it. Cell phones are really amazing, let me tell you. And it is a really cool thing. Yeah, and it does a lot of really cool things. Once again, I know. Right? Chloe is stressed between her divorce and having to find a new place for her and Trixie, her daughter. So Lucy says you need to get out more and have fun, and just be loose and don't use work as a distraction to like distract you from what you're going through, right? And they're in a crime scene when he says this, because somebody had died, right? So Lucy sets up a plan to have Chloe, just go hang out with Max, Ella, Lucy's therapist. What's her name? Linda. That's her name, Linda. And who else was there? Yeah. There's 3 people. The 3 girls, right? So yeah. The most epic part of episode 4 was when they all met up at Lux. Well, Chloe came to discuss the case, and then he had Mazikeen meet her there, and then Ella showed up, and they went to this little tiki bar, and then that's when the doctor came, Dr. Linda, and she said, Mazikeen said, Maze said it's a girls' night out, and we're gonna hang out and have fun. So they having drinks, they having a good old jolly good time. Yes, God. So they having such a good time. that they on stage singing karaoke. I want to try that. Even though I can't really sing, I still want to do it. Right, so the next thing you know, Chloe is feeling it. She's a little tipsy. Right, and she take her hair out, let her hair hang down low like Rapunzel. And then next thing you know, they all cheers tequila, to Tribe and, hanging out for the first girls' night. So the next thing you know, Chloe sees a guy, and then she sees the little triangular mark on his, right on this part right here, whatever this part is called. It's the triangle that the two dead girls, they're blonde, that they had on their wrists. Right, so she's like, oh, did you see these two girls and this, that, and the third? So this white girl, kind of big, excuse me, she comes and she's like, oh, he's taken. And then Ella's like, well, she just wants to ask him a couple of questions. She said, well, yeah, she says, well, he's taken, so back off, skank. Ooh. So Maze jumps in. She said, no one calls my skank a skank. And then she's like, I'm hurting her. And then Dr. Linda calls her, the white girl, a raging bitch. And then that's when everybody starts fighting. Chloe, she is so special. This child gonna take out her badge, be like, LAPD, everybody calm down. Hey, you're in a bar fight. Like, really? Girl, but that was the highlight of the episode. That was some good shit. So yeah, after that, they find out that the girls were actually poisoned by something that was affected their stomach lining. Oh, it was called mandrake. That's what it was called. It's some shit that happened. They put in their drinks. Someone who was the killer put in their drinks, and then it killed them. So next thing you know, they meet up with this dude named Yuri, and he drank the rest of the drink, and that's how he was sick, and he was coughing and vomiting and shit. And he told me how he spent $5,000 a piece for these two girls, and I was their date. I'm like, they had a sex club. They don't even know they had a sex club. It's crazy, right? So yeah, basically, now the girl who they visited earlier in the season, who knew the two girls, and one of them actually had ended up dead at the girl's apartment, which I think she planned that, but whatever. Right, so now the girl, she's a redhead. Right, they're like, oh, she's the one who did it, and this, that, and the third. So she said, oh, I needed their help. No, they needed my help. And she basically, the redhead who had them, she said, oh, I didn't know, I thought it was some type of roofie, some weed roofie. I didn't think it would kill them. I was like, see, before you drug people, read up on what it does. Right, so she gets like a box cutter knife and puts it on Chloe's neck, like she gonna kill her. Like, really? And then the funniest part of that episode was that Chloe took a yoga mat, punched her in the stomach, took a yoga mat, and started beating her ass with the yoga mat. She said there's a special place in hell for girls who make relationships under false pretenses. She said something like that. Or like try to use it to like manipulate women or something like that. It was some funny shit. And Lucifer said, being the devil who runs hell, she was like, she's right? And then that was the end of episode 4. But it was the best episode so far. So now episode 5 moved along quite nicely. Okay, so one more thing about the end of episode 4. Chloe and Mazikeen will be living together. They will be roommates. And she calls the landlord guy that Mazikeen has put the down payment on the apartment or whatever. And she calls the landlord guy. She's driving on the road. And the landlord guy says, just bring the deposit and the apartment is yours. She was like, really? Okay, so that brightened her spirits up. She no longer will be homeless with a child and is a detective. How ironic would that be? Right, so then at the end we see her get into like a car crash. And that leads us up to episode 5, the beginning of episode 5, when Lucy and Amenadiel's brother, one of the other siblings, his name is Uriel. Right, so he actually caused the accident which caused Chloe to, like, have a kind of like a bump on the side of her head because she got into a bad accident. It was blood coming down her face. Right, so she gets back to the station and Dan is like, whoa, some cut. Right, so then Lucifer comes, and then he's like, now he has this obsession where like he has to watch her every single, now that he noticed Uriel's here and he's come to finish unfinished business, because he made a deal with dad, his father, who's God or whatever, that if he returns his mom to hell, then Chloe's life was spared. But Lucy decides that he wants to punish his mother, the supreme goddess, on earth. And that should be, the loophole, deal done, whatever, dad. Right? So that's why Uriel's here. So he feels like he has to watch her for like at least 24 hours. He's on her like her skin. Okay? So what happens? Oh. The villain of this episode. So it's this actor guy. His name, it was an actor. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Pause. Sorry about that, y'all. So the villain of this episode is an actor's manager who's been stealing his wife and his money. Let me tell you. So it's this one actor. I don't know his name. He had a manager who was framing him for the death of another famed actor named Wesley Colboat, something. Right. So the highlight of this episode is when Lucifer kills Uriel, and let me tell you how he does it. Uriel threatens to take mom back to hell and kill Chloe. So using a sword that Uriel got from this, I don't know, he got from somebody in heaven, I don't know. And the sword is supposed to like destroy you for like good. You won't go to heaven, you won't go to hell, you just will be obliterated. So in the end, Lucifer ends up stabbing Uriel to death and kills him, which is really sad. So then Lucifer goes back to his place, and his mom is there. And he has blood, Uriel's blood all over him, and then he's so sad. He's like, yo, what have I done? I've done a terrible thing. He's crying. That's the first time I've actually seen Lucifer that vulnerable. So that's the end of 5. Now 6. Whew, just have patience with me. So 6 takes up from 5, where Lucy is at his club drinking, acting a fucking mess, more than usual. Like, he is just drinking shot after shot after shot, and he is flirting, messing around with all the girls in the club, and he is just drinking his sorrows away. Like, I understand he doesn't want to deal with his feelings because he killed his brother, but he didn't really have a choice. Like, the brother he was obsessed. He had gone deranged. What was he supposed to do? I don't know. So, Melinda, I think that's the doctor's name, Melinda. So, she visits him at the club because they were supposed to have session, but he canceled, and he never canceled. So she found that to be very suspicious. So she's like, well, when you feel like talking about it, I'm always, my door's always open. Then he gonna be an asshole and be like, well, you can shut it. I'm like, really? Whatever. So we're at a wedding in the next scene, a wedding, and it has like this zombie Adam's family type of feel wedding, right? So the next thing you know, the zombie bride is shot to the chest, dead, right? And then the groom, he's shot in the arm, right in here, in the arm, right? So he's shot in the arm, right? So he's hurt. His bride, who he was about to marry in like 2 seconds, is dead. And it's crazy. So Lucifer comes to the crime scene looking like hell, and not in a good way. And he is drunk out of his mind. He's over there eating the evidence, drinking the evidence. Like, what's wrong with it? See, because he's not dealing with his emotions. This is really gonna hurt him. But I'm gonna hurry up and wrap this up because this video is about to be real long. So yeah, basically he gets leads from one of the bridesmaids because he makes out with her, and then they end up at the hospital because the groom was a litigator for some of the for something. I don't know. Right, so then they try to get the records from the hospital of all the cases that the groom had touched, and then they couldn't get it, through legal means. So Lucy goes in there, flashes Dan's badge at the right person, and then gets the files. There you go. Then Dan finds out that he took his badge and his gun, and then Dan says, well, you only think about what you want to do, and that's it. And Lucifer said, well, if I only thought about what I wanted to do, I'd do this. Boom! And punched him straight in the face. Nose bleeding and everything. So Chloe was like, that's it. What you are is off this case. Goodbye. Leave. I said, ooh. She had some bass in that voice. Right? So yeah, they found out who the guy is. He's ex-military or ex-CIA, something like that. And he feels like he wanted to kill all those targets because he wanted punishment because he was away for so long, and his wife had like this terminal cancer, and he feels like if he wasn't away from his wife for so long, they could have caught it early and she could have still been alive. But my nigga, that's on you. Why are you over here doing insane shit, killing innocent people for no reason? You want punishment? Now you won't get it. And what happened at the end of the episode? Oh, at the end of the episode, Dr. Melinda is like, I can't keep track of these elaborate metaphors. So she said, I want you to show me the real you. Be yourself. Do you, boo. So then she finally sees Lucifer's real face, and the bitch is stunned like this. Like she had that face for a good minute. So he just walks up and leaves. So thank you again for watching my review. I will see you in the next episode. Rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will be doing review for Housewives of Atlanta, which will be coming on tonight on Bravo at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, it's Eastern because I live in New York. Okay, so follow me on my Instagram at Pastor Marsh, and follow me on Twitter at Marsh Love Mellow. Okay, and everything else that I do will be in the description. Thank you. Bye.